Let's look at the reality of the situation. In the modern digital economy, e-commerce platforms are the backbone of global trade. They handle massive amounts of sensitive data, everything from customer names to credit card billing details. Our project focuses on a specific e-commerce company that recently fell victim to a devastating ransomware attack. For those who might not know, ransomware is a type of malicious software that logs a victim's data by encrypting it, effectively holding it hostage until a sum of money or ransom is paid. In this specific case, the attackers managed to encrypt the company's entire customer database. This didn't just slow down their website, it completely paralyzed their business operations. The attackers are now demanding payment to unlock these files. So, how did this happen? It wasn't magic. Our preliminary investigation identifies two major security failures that opened the door for these hackers. First, outdated firewalls. The company was using legacy perimeter security that could not detect modern, sophisticated threats. Second, weak password policies. The organization lacked strict authentication rules, likely allowing attackers to guess or brute force their way into the network using employee credentials. This combination created a perfect storm for a security breach. This leads us to the main objective of our presentation today. We are not just here to report on the problem, we are here to solve it. Our goal is to analyze exactly how this breach occurred and to propose a robust network security architecture to fix it. In the next few minutes, my team will walk you through the detailed threat analysis of how the attack spread, the technical solutions, including the implementation of next-generation firewalls and intrusion detection system, and finally, administrative controls like multi-factor authentication to ensure this never happens again.
I will be presenting the solution to the analyzed threats, focusing first on the next generation firewall or NGFW, followed by the intrusion detection system, also known as IDS. Let me start with the next generation firewall. A next generation firewall is an advanced firewall technology that provides security beyond traditional firewalls. It uses deep packet inspection, application level traffic filtering, and integrated threat prevention to protect networks from modern cyber threats such as ransomware. In the case of an e-commerce ransomware attack, NGFW play a crucial role in protecting customer database and online transaction system from malicious traffic and unauthorized access. Now, let's look at how NGFW mitigates ransomware attack. NGFW analyzes both incoming and outgoing network traffic to detect malicious payloads. It blocks communication with non-ransomware command and control servers, prevent the download of malicious files from web and email traffic, and detect abnormal application behavior related to ransomware activity. By stopping these threats at the network perimeter, NGFW prevent attackers from installing malware within the internet network. Next, NGFW also helps in preventing unauthorized access. It enforces strict firewall rules based on IP address, application, and user identity. NGFW blocks traffic from suspicious or untrusted source, restrict access to critical systems such as customer database, and prevent internet servers from being used as stepping stones by attackers. As a result, this significantly reduces the risk of sensitive customer information being compromised. After discussing NGFW, let's move on to the intrusion detection system or IDS. An IDS continuously monitor network traffic to detect suspicious activity and potential security breaches. Unlike NGFW, IDS does not block traffic. Instead, it detects and alerts system administrators so immediate action can be taken. Now, let's see how IDS detect ransomware attacks. IDS, IDS use signature-based detection to identify non-ransomware vendors and anomaly-based detection to recognize unusual network behavior. It can detect senders by file access or encryption attacks, as well as suspicious outbound connection that may indicate data exfiltration. Lastly, IDS also helps in detecting unauthorized access. It, it, it identifies brute force login attacks, repeated failed authentication attacks, and abnormal access to highly sensitive systems. Once detected, IDS immediately notifies the security team, enabling rapid intervention and reducing system downtime. In conclusion, by combining NGFW for prevention and IDS for detection and monitoring, organizations can strengthen their cybersecurity defense against ransomware attacks and unauthorized access.
For this part, I will explain how authentication weakness contributed to the ransomware attack and how they can be prevented. In this scenario, the company used weak password policies, which made it easier for attackers to gain unauthorized access. Many attackers use techniques such as brute force attacks or credential stuffing, where stolen passwords from other websites are used. When the system relies only on password, it becomes a single point of failure. Once attackers are successfully logged in, they can deploy ransomware across the network. This shows why strong password policies are essential to reduce the chance of a successful attack. To strengthen authentication, multi-factor authentication or MFA should be implemented. MFA requires users to verify their identity using more than one factor, such as a password and a one-time code sent to their phone. Even if attackers steal a password, MFA prevents them from accessing the system without the second verification step. In addition, encryption is used to protect sensitive data. Data at rest, such as customer database, should be encrypted so attackers cannot read it. Data in transit should also be protected using secure protocols like HTTPS and TLS to prevent interception. Another important control is access control. By using role-based access control and the principle of least privilege, users only have access to resources required for their job. This limits how far ransomware can spread if an account is compromised. As a result, access control helps protect customer data, reduce system damage, and maintain the company reputation.
For this section, I will explain the identified cybersecurity threats in our selected scenario. The main threat involved is a ransomware attack. Ransomware is a type of malicious software that encrypts files or databases, making them inaccessible to the victim. After encryption, the attackers demand a ransom payment in exchange for the decryption key. In this scenario, the attackers targeted an e-commerce company and encrypted its customer database. As a result, the company could not access important customer information, which disrupted normal business operations. This also placed the availability of the data at risk and could lead to financial loss and reputational damage. The attack happened mainly due to weaknesses in the company's network security. Firstly, the company was using an outdated firewall. Because the firewall was not updated, it failed to detect and block malicious traffic. This allowed attackers to bypass the network defenses and enter the internal system. Secondly, the company had weak password policies. Passwords were likely easy to guess, reused, or not changed regularly. This made it easier for attackers to gain unauthorized access and take control of user or administrator accounts. Once access was obtained, the attackers were able to move freely within the networks. This slide shows the step-by-step flow of the ransomware attack. First, the attackers gained initial access to the network using weak credentials. Next, they successfully bypassed the outdated firewall, which failed to stop the malicious traffic. After that, the attackers deployed the ransomware malware into the system. Using compromised accounts, they performed privilege escalation and spread the malware to critical systems. Then the customer database was encrypted, making it impossible for the company to access its data. Finally, the attackers issued a ransom demand, asking for payment in exchange for the decryption key.
Ransomware attacks can encrypt critical data and demand payment. Reliable backup strategies allow the company to restore data without paying. Offline backups, which are not connected to the network, prevent ransomware from spreading to backups. Cloud backup provide redundancy and data availability. All critical data, customer info transaction, product databases, and system files must be backed up, and backup integrity should be tested regularly. Next, disaster recovery planning that ensures business continuity. The company must define how quickly systems are restored, known as the recovery time objective or RTO, and how much data can be lost, the recovery point objective RPO. Recovery steps include isolating affected systems, removing malware, and restoring data. Regular drills help staff respond efficiently, minimizing downtime and financial loss. Employee security awareness is crucial because human error is often the entry point for ransomware. Staff should be trained to recognize phishing emails, avoid clicking suspicious links, and not download unverified attachments. Simulated phishing exercises and awareness programs help reinforce safe online behavior. Finally, secure backup combined with disaster recovery and employee awareness significantly to reduce the impact of ransomware attacks. When backups are available, encrypted data can be restored without paying ransom, ensuring business continuity and maintaining customer trust. In conclusion, these strategies form a strong defense against a ransomware and help keep the e-commerce company resilient.
For collaboration, our group used two main tools to support teamwork and communication throughout the project, which were Google Docs and Canva. Google Docs was used as the primary platform for writing and editing the report. It allowed all group members to work on the document at the same time, making collaboration more efficient. Features such as real-time editing, comment sections, and version history help us track changes, give feedback, and maintain content consistency. This also reduced the risk of version conflicts and ensured that the final report was well organized and uniform. Canva was used to design the presentation slides and other visual materials. It helped us create clear and professional visuals, including diagrams and structured layouts. Canva's real-time collaboration feature allow multiple members to edit slides simultaneously, which improve coordination and enhance the overall quality and clarity of our presentation. Overall, these tools play an important role in ensuring smooth collaboration and effective project completion. To conclude, our ransomware attacks pose a serious threat to e-commerce organizations, especially because these platforms operate continuously and store large amounts of sensitive customer data. As shown in this project, weaknesses such as outdated firewall systems and weak password policies can be easily exploited by attackers, leading to data encryption, service disruption, financial losses, and damage to the organization's reputation. However, this attack could have been prevented or significantly reduced through the implementation of layered network security measures. Technologies such as next-generation firewalls and intrusion detection systems play a crucial role in detecting and blocking malicious traffic before it reaches critical systems. In addition, strong authentication mechanisms, including strong password policies and multi-factor authentication,
help prevent unauthorized access even if credentials are compromised. Furthermore, data encryption and proper access control ensure that sensitive information remains protected, while reliable backup and disaster recovery strategies allow organizations to restore operations without paying ransom demands. Finally, employee security awareness is equally important, as human error remains a common entry point for ransomware attacks. Overall, by adopting a multi-layered security approach that combines technical controls, administrative policies, and user awareness, e-commerce organizations can significantly reduce the risk of ransomware attacks and ensure the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of customer data.